Hey everyone, welcome to AfterTaste, and we're continuing our series here on the Halloween Roundtable, and we're taking it down to a little bit of a kiddie level, and we're going to talk about Nightmare Before Christmas. Once again, I am joined by Emma. Emma, you excited to talk about some Tim Burton?
Heck yes!
Yes, the musical tunes of Emma. And then Chelsea, you excited to talk about, that tall, stickly man that kind of looks like Slender Man a little bit?
Yes.
And the really unhealthy relationship between him and
a woman broken to pieces.
Rag
Sally.
doll, essentially, right?
She's a rag doll.
She's a living rag doll.
Yeah, she's just stuffed with leaves.
I just went to Disneyland and I never saw the tragedy in this, but at the end of the ride, it goes down to where all the talking heads are and stuff, and it's just him there with his bag of toys, and then just her sitting on a gravestone looking at him from a distance. It's like, that's so depressing. What an awful relationship that they had.
Yeah, Sally just stalks him until he's like, "Oh wait, you're hot."
Like, wow, and then they're fine together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Disney works.
Did they do a second one?
No, thank goodness.
No, they just
No.
okay.
I was like, what?
I don't know. Maybe they have babies or something.
How? Neither of them have organs.
They are both dead. Also, you have to expend the reality.
Yeah, you know what? You're
a little
right.
bit.
Yeah, it's just gotta let that go fly past. But no, they made several appearances in the Kingdom Hearts games, but other than that, I think that's it. It's the tablecloth that we're with right now. It's great.
Yeah, this movie and this whole franchise, I can't even call it a franchise, but this whole IP is so iconic, and it created like a movie. It created like a freaking store, right? Like
a brand.
Hot Topic was basically built off the brand of like emo bands and Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
And you see it throughout the Disneyland parks. It's very, very popular. Most people watch this for Halloween, and they watch it for Christmas as well. What's your favorite part of this movie? It doesn't have to be a scene, but it could be something about it that just resonates with you.
I think the biggest thing for me is the soundtrack. I still have a CD copy of it, in my room that's like scratched to bits. And I just love it so much. Just
All the skips kind of just like add to the horror gothicness of it.
Yeah, that's why I still kind of am, but I remember when they re-released the soundtrack in 2009 and they had all those covers. I won't listen. I won't.
Well, it's
do
the same.
it.
I feel the same way about.
I listened to that. There's only one on it that I think is any good, and that's like Fiona Apple's version of Sally's song, but that's about it.
Okay.
And I'm only saying that because I'm prejudiced, because I want a song for altos to sing.
Fiona Apple has a very sad way about her voice, though. So
I know,
think
it's
she fits
perfect for
perfectly.
Sally.
So perfect.
Exactly.
I mean, the other version, they had Amy Lee, where it's like, yeah, she's definitely probably one of the more well-known goth peoples
But she's
on
very
the scene.
operatic.
Yeah,
That's the thing,
and
though.
it's just like, her voice is very pretty, don't get me wrong, but you hear Fiona Apple, who has been through some shit, singing this song, and there's this amazing cello line behind it. It's just like, this sounds really, really dark. I like this Sally.
Yeah, it really did start it's got its own style. The gothic style came to the mainstream mostly through like certain like bands, back in the 80s and 90s, but this was a big part of it. This was more than just music. This was entertainment of a different genre that people could correlate with. Whereas people that were listening to some of this gothic music back in the day were a certain age, you now have kids growing up with this gothic cartoon, which really, really brought it more to the mainstream, I would say, for the better and for worse. What's your favorite character in the whole thing?
It's gonna be Jack.
Jack? Yeah, Jack.
He is kind of the focus of almost every scene.
Yeah.
He is, but I'm a big fan of the twins. They were fun. Oogie Boogie, he's my guy.
He's a great villain.
Oogie Boogie,
I
man.
love
Yeah.
Because it's like he can get so cruel, but he's also just the biggest coward as well.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh well, plan isn't working. Look over there, and
Exactly.
he'd be the one that would just like do the look over there and run away.
And I think that's why I feel like I'm a lot like the Oogie Boogie man.
When plans aren't working.
Oh yeah,
What's that?
What's that over there? I'm a big fan of villains that do have that darker feel to them. A very, very underrated film that I've talked about a lot in the past is Princess and the Frog. I was a big fan.
Facilier
I was
is
a big
amazing.
fan, and there's a lot
Again,
of them, yes.
a great
Yes.
plotter, but absolute coward.
Oh
And
yeah,
I felt like that
when it
worked
come down to the
amazingly.
end, yeah, he was just cowering in a corner, and all these things were coming for him.
No, it was like you don't break this little idol. Are you fucking stupid? And then it's like, you know what? We're fine. We're cool.
That's one of my favorite villain songs too. Is
Friends on the other side.
He's on the other side, yeah.
Love that.
I don't want to transition too far into this The Princess and the Frog film, but you guys should go watch Princess and the Frog. That's one of those non-mainstream Disney movies that gets missed out quite a bit.
Spend some time listening to the dulcet tones of Keith David.
Yeah, Keith David, alligator playing the saxophone, which is
Trumpet.
fun. It was a trumpet, wasn't it?
Cornet? I don't
Darn
know.
it, I don't know. It was a brass. It was one of those.
He had
things.
fun.
He had fun for sure. I don't really have much to say about this besides I'm going to cut this part out. For all these other movies, I kind of outlined in my head what we're going to talk about, but I haven't rewatched this one in like 2 years, so I'm trying to go off of that. So when it comes to Nightmare Before Christmas, do you consider this more of a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
Okay, so for me, this is an absolute bias because Halloween is my favorite holiday. So to me, it's more of a Halloween movie.
Do you like Christmas?
No, I love Christmas.
Are you?
It's like you one of them.
I just
Am I
need
a
to-
Grinch? Maybe.
Wow. All right.
No, I absolutely love Christmas. There's so much I do. It's just I love Halloween.
It might be a reason why we all love Jack so much too when we're little kids. Because like, heck yeah, I love Christmas and I love Halloween.
It's a great Santa
This
Claus.
guy gets me.
Real question.
Yeah.
2001's Jim Carrey, the Grinch, or the old animated Grinch.
You don't bring him here.
Did you know back when that movie came out in 2000, it was the highest grossing film of the year?
I know it came out on my birthday and I hated it.
That was just a fun fact for my friends.
Wild.
It's
God.
weird because so many people liked it. Like there were people that liked it,
Yeah.
but then people that actually thought about it. It was like, what is this nightmare fuel that just came out of this? It ruined many people's Christmases.
And people think that like with Nightmare Before Christmas, it's like it literally has Nightmare in there. We can't let our kids watch this. It's like, but everyone's so cute. It's like this isn't anywhere near as terrifying as Jim Carrey in a giant green suit with a beer belly walking around pantsless.
Eating an
That's-
onion, just greasy
Or
everywhere.
glass too.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I brought that up. Maybe I'm searching for content. Either way. So when it comes to this movie, I do see it as more of a Halloween movie for sure. Emma, do you think it's more of a Halloween movie? Or?
I think it is because by the end of it, no one really learns anything, which, Christmas movies are kind of the biggest. That's their thing. Like, there's a big moral of it where it's like, we can give and we can share. And Santa's like, get the fuck off my holiday. But
Yeah, there was no winner at the end.
But he still gives Halloween Town like the gift of snow, which is kind of nice to them. They're like, do what is all this, and then they can have fun. They can play in it. It's all good. But yeah, it's a Halloween movie because it's mostly just there for shock appeal, aesthetic, and now we finally get some Halloween carols out there, which is pretty fun.
Which is really
It's
fun,
it's
yeah.
a
That's true.
fun concept to have there. It's like Halloween carols. We can do this.
I just always thought that the town would just be really cold because they're mostly just skin and bones. And it's
You know
the
what?
ice would just bring sadness to them more than anything.
Well, I mean, they can't feel they're dead.
That's one person's opinion.
No, but I mean, I honestly think my favorite thing in this movie is that final confrontation between Jack and Oogie, who you haven't seen interact for like the entire movie.
Yeah, it's like
Jack not only just like lets him flip over the table and he's just lounging there like he's been there for like a Bond villain and just straight up murders the villain.
Yeah.
Cold, calculated, dodging everything. There's no like, oh no, what if the bad guy's too powerful like Jafar and Aladdin and stuff like that.
no peril like
What are they
that.
gonna do? It's like there's no peril. You don't mess with the Pumpkin King. He knows what to do. And now he's just going to rip your burlap skin off and let Santa have the final blow with the final bug.
and that's real friendship.
Exactly.
So
that's the true meaning of
And
Christmas.
on that, we're going to end on this this episode of the Roundtable. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we hope you guys have a happy Halloween. Chelsea, thanks for joining us. Emma, thanks for joining us once
Thanks.
again. And we will either see you next time or this will be the last one. We'll see. All right, bye.